This video is about how to use Desmos to help you with function notation. So a typical problem with function notation would be given to you like this. It has f of x. This could be any letter. It might be g of x sometimes. It might be j of x. It could be anything. That's not really important. And then this is the part that it's the actual function, the equation. So this also could be written y is equal to 3x minus 4. These all would mean the same thing, okay? And when it says f of negative 4, I'm sorry, f of just 4, not negative 4. What that's telling you is use x is equal to 4 in the equation and find out what the y value is. Find out what the answer is. So it's pretty simple to just plug it in right here. You have to know that this in the parentheses means to substitute it in here, okay? So it might look like this, f of 4, this is the correct way to write it, 3 parentheses 4 minus 4. A lot of people are going to get confused. So they're like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? It's just a notation. You don't do anything with it, okay? You do this math, so 12 minus 4, and then you get the answer of 8. And so then your answer would look like f of 4 is equal to 8, or you could also write it as an ordered pair, 4, comma 8. This is a point, an x value and a y value that fits in this function. Now, how do you use Desmos, though, to help you? Okay, come over here and just type what you were originally given, which is f of x is equal to 3x minus 4. Okay, and now you're going to want to utilize a table. So you can come up here and click on the table. So I hit the cog wheel and then I'm hitting convert to table. Okay, so now it has the equation right here, but in this second line, it gives me a table. Now, what x value did you want to know about? The question was asking you about 4. So in the x column, I'm going to put 4. And as soon as I do, you see that it changes to my answer 8. So Desmos is substituting in that value of 4 in where you want it. That's all you have to do. So you can just put it, type this into Desmos, then hit the cog wheel to click on table. And then when you're given a table, type in the x value that you want to know about, and that will change to the y value. Now, does it work the other way around? Can I click on this and turn it into an 8? Wouldn't that be nice? But you cannot, okay? So what if you had been given the answer 8 and you were looking for the x value? Well, you could, since you have this line here, by just typing this in, you have this line. Now you could come over to where 8 is a y value. 1, okay, so this is up to 10, so that's 2, 4, 6, 8. And I come over where y isn't. There you go. So where the y value was 8, the x value was 4. And you can see that matches my answer here. So what I was just talking about there in using Desmos really applies more to this next question. So let's look at it. Okay, so this time, notice they're saying find x. So they're saying h of x is equal to 1. They're telling me that this equals 1. So what was the x value? So there's the way to manually, like bot math ways to figure this out. Remember that this is the same as y is equal to 1 minus 7x. So you could take that y value that they're giving you as an answer and substitute it in. 1 is equal to 1 minus 7x. And now solve for x, okay? Minus 1 and minus 1, and that gives me 0 is equal to negative 7x. I divide by negative 7, divide by negative 7, and I'm getting x is equal to 0. Okay, so that would mean, as my answer here, I would say that h of 0 is equal to 1. It's very important that you understand this notation, that this is an x value and that's a y value, okay? When you input this, you get this as an output. In this question, they gave you an output. They gave you a y value. And so what do you do with it? Well, you can set the equation equal to that number and solve it for x. Here's how you would utilize Desmos, though. You would come up here to the beginning. Let's get rid of these other ones. And let's type in h of x And it asks us if we want to use a slider for h. We do not this time. Equals 1 minus 7x. Okay, so that, where did I get that? That was given to me in this equation. And now what I want to know about, it says it finds the x value. What I want to know about is what is the x value when the y value is, in this case, 1. So I can look here on the line and try to find that point. You could also click on the cogwheel, click on table, and wow, just got lucky, and I had a 1 over here in the y column. But another way to figure it out would be to come over here to the graph, and where is y? 1. That's where y is equal to 1. Maybe we should zoom in a little bit better so it's easier to figure out these points. Okay, so the y value is 1. What was the x value? It was 0. So let's see if it'll work for this other one. Well, we got lucky, and -6 was a given y value, so you could just figure out that the x value is going to be 1. But let's pretend this wasn't here. We'll make it 4. Okay, so we don't know. We don't know what the x value is when the y value is -1. But we could come over here to the line. So we've got this typed in, and in this part B, it's giving us the information that we are looking for an ordered pair with a -6 as a y value. And we don't know what the x is. We want to know what it is. So on this y-axis, when the y is -6, let's see if we can find. So if the y value is -6, then what is, there it is. Okay, so the y value here at this point on the line is -6, and what is the x value? It's 1. So that's how to use Desmos to answer these questions. It's a lot easier when they just give you the x, right? Because then you can add it into the table. And then how you would manually figure this out is -6 would go in here as the y value. And then I'm just doing my mathematics here. -1 minus 1. I got -7 is equal to 1 minus 7. Oh, no, I didn't. That went away. And then I divided by -7, and I divided by -7, and I got x is equal to 1. Okay, so that's the other way you do it. Third type of problem that you might see with function notation is when they give you a graph. So here they're giving you a graph, and along this function are many x and y values, right? There's points all along this line. And so they're asking you about an input of -4. So f of x is equal to y. This, you have to remember this. That means they're giving us an x value of -4. So they're saying, I want to know on this line where x is -4, what's y? So I'm going to come back here to where x is -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I come up to the line, and boom, it's at +2. Okay, so that would be my answer. This is also a way to write the answer. This is f of 0. That means where the x value is 0. What's the y value? Well, it happens to just be at the origin. Okay, f of 2. So this way, you're just utilizing a graph to give you the x or the y value. What if it gave you f of, let's see, f of x is equal to -1? What is that asking? That is asking, what is the x value when you're given the y value of -1? So here's my y-axis. I'm going to go to -1. Boop. And I'm looking for what is the x value. Well, there's a point here, and there's a point here. So you could describe both of them as values for when y is -1. Does that make this not a function? No, because a function is when the domain does not repeat. So there's no repeating x values anywhere here, but there are repeating y values. Okay, that's it.